had some technical difficulties. We thought we were live and we were just chatting away.
Just chatting amongst ourselves, not even noticing that nobody else was here.
But there was just something odd about it. Like,
yeah, because it said preview at the time at the top. So anyway.
Yeah. How do I sound,
Here we are. You sound good. How do I sound?
Okay? You sound perfect.
Do
you hear my voice in your...
Absolutely. I'm hearing you just fine because I've got my little...
Okay. Yeah, okay. Good. So hopefully we don't have the same, like, delay. Is a delay there?
No, I don't think so, because your mouth is moving when you're talking.
I'm not dubbed.
No, not dubbed. You're coming in loud.
My own language.
Yeah, exactly. I'm noticing your sparkles up there and behind you.
I'm like very, like, you know.
Oh, that's so pretty. Nice.
I went to town with
You did. I like that they're all blinky. Oh, hi, Liz.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm so glad that you came.
Well, did you try to come to our first live? That, like, it said I was going live, but it actually, we never got the red.
It didn't.
Up there. Yeah.
Oh, well, here we are.
Here we are. And so anybody tuning in, especially if you're tuning in to the recording, welcome to the Earth-Based Kitchen. My name is Stevie Lynn Weisand, and my YouTube channel is, well, it really started out as whole food plant-based, but it's kind of morphing into a little bit more lifestyle and deliberate living, creative living. That really is my why. That's my big why. That's like that just informs everything in my life, especially my cooking and all of that. So yeah, and it's morphing into that mostly based on popular demand, because Liz wants it. Popular demand.
The power of Liz.
The power is Liz, yeah. And LeAnne just started her new YouTube channel. Everybody, applause.
Yay.
It's a big deal. And it's so awesome.
Oh, Meredith just joined. Hi, Meredith. Yay.
I love Meredith.
Oh, thank you, Liz. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I haven't got anything up there yet. I've been playing around and like what we were struggling with earlier with a little bit of the technology end of stuff. Still figuring some stuff out.
Yeah. Well,
but it'll come, and I'll get some.
You're a perfectionist, and you're very on point in the aesthetic realm. So I imagine that it takes a lot of fretting.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what they say is don't overthink, don't overthink, don't overthink. And it's just like, then you're overthinking. What does overthinking mean? You know, like, I guess this is what it is.
This is what underthinking looks like.
No, I think it looks really nice. I love it. Oh, what's your channel called? Oh, thank you, Meredith. It's called LeAnne's Stories. So I think underneath here, when we do the recording, Stevie will probably put a link to it. But there's nothing there yet. What the plan is I'll be probably doing mostly shorts. And then on Tuesdays, I'll be hosting a live with Stevie and I and talking about stuff that's more pertinent to my channel. So this is a lot of Stevie's encouragement. Like, if anybody who knows her, she is just an incredible support and champion and cheers me on and believes in what I have to offer. And then finally when we did this, she's just like, LeAnne, you have to get your channel up and running. And I'm just like, this is such a good motivator to get it going.
Yeah,
so
you do, because you know what? You have a lot to say. People need to hear you. I mean, you know, I think everybody needs to be heard, but you know, you've been doing the work. You've been doing the work. You're so thoughtful about it. Our conversations are wonderful. You are, you know, you mentor me, and Yeah. Yeah. You're
And
you're
likewise. I
ready.
mean, we
You're
just
ready for
pour in it.
prime
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
And what?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, we've got somebody else. Squirrel
Hey!
Girl. Hi. Hi,
Yeah, it's
Squirrel Girl.
Sarah. Hi,
Oh, hi, Sarah.
Sarah. So good to see you. You weren't here last time. I don't think you were. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's cool. Yeah,
Oh, okay, good.
she's cool.
Okay. As long as she's cool.
She's cool, people. She could be in the
Cool
room while we're
people.
doing. No, just it just. Oh, I'm not even gonna go there. I got to be careful about where I go right now.
Yes. We'll save those for our private conversations.
So we've been just chatting about. We haven't gone into the grit of anything. I mean, I guess we've just been chatting about LeAnne's new channel, and it's called LeAnne's Stories, and it's going to be stories about her deconstruction and everything. And I'm very excited that she's got it going because I think she's got so much to give. And
Thank
she's going to
you.
start doing lives too. So we're actually going to be going live twice a week. Thursdays on my channel, Tuesdays on hers. She's in Canada. Well, it's not that she's in Canada. She's on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. So hopefully we'll be able to cover a bit more time zones for people.
Time zones. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because I think 6 o'clock here and 9 o'clock there,
Yeah.
like I think it works.
And I'm willing to be up at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and my husband has given it the go too. Like
I'm not willing to be up at 1. I'm
no.
typically up at 2 o'clock, whether I want to or not. But I know it wouldn't be 1 o'clock my time. It would be 10 o'clock my time, which
Oh,
isn't so bad.
okay. Oh, I'm trying. I get so bad. I just the whole back and forth things are just. I'm really bad at time zones
Oh,
and like calculating like decimeter, centimeters to like meters. Like that whole thing going back and forth. I can't do it. I'm just so bad.
between imperial and metric.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't do it. I'll tell you a story. This is such a sad story, and it's totally off topic. But this is a Gen X story. High school science. I was kicking butt in that class. Like I was like straight A's. Everything was good, but I couldn't do the conversion between like meters and centimeters. Like I don't
No,
know,
it's
my
not.
my brain couldn't do it. Like I could not do it.
Hmm.
I could do it better now, but it's I guess part of a learning disability or something. But I just couldn't do it. I could not do it. And so the teacher said that he was going to fail me, even though I had straight A's. He's like, everybody should be able to do this. Sadly, well, I had a problem, but and he said either that or you have to, stand on the tables and sing, thinking that I would be too embarrassed to do that. And I was like, fuck it. I got up on the tables and you know what I sang?
What do you
I'm a
sing?
little, I'm a little teacup, short and stout. Here's my hand. Here's my spout.
Good for you.
I'll
I
do
mean, like
anything for love.
really, that's a bit ridiculous, you have to
It's
admit,
horrible.
because the thing is that you didn't get it, but
Hmm.
the states is still empirical. Like like
Hmm.
you aren't metric. You haven't changed to metric. It's one
Yeah.
thing when your country is changed. Like I remember when our country changed from imperial to metric. I had already learned all the imperial, and then I had
Yeah.
to learn the metric.
I didn't know that
And
your
I think
country changed. Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was when I was in elementary school.
Wow.
So, yeah, that would have been in the 70s that they changed over.
I didn't know that
So,
happened.
I remember having to learn.
Yeah.
I mean, and once you do get the hang of metric, it really is much more straightforward than imperial,
Yeah. Right.
you know.
I could see
But
that.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
say, Meredith said, your background is beautiful.
It
Thank
is
you.
beautiful. It
Thank
is
you. I got some
beautiful.
sparkles up.
Yeah.
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 Thank you so much.
Sarah, no had. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just interrupt people. Terrible.
No, 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 no. Go ahead. Sarah said something.
Sarah says no had craziness at home going on. Oh, last week. Yeah.
Oh,
She,
that's too bad. Well,
I,
we're glad that you're able to make it this
yeah,
week.
me too. Sarah, I am math deficient. I've always said, LOL, I hate math. Yeah, I'm not like I can do algebra. Like I've always been really good at that, but there's just something. It's a learning disability. I don't know why I can't go do the back and forth. It's a very specific thing. I can do all the other things, but I can't. That back and forth was very, very hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know. They were testing me back then. Like they took me out of a class to test me for something. I had no idea what they were testing me for, and I just eventually, they asked me too many questions, and I just ran away. So
Good call.
yeah,
Just run away. I'm done. Yeah, I'm dyslexic. So numbers are just like get jumbled with me so much.
yeah.
And
Mike is
Meredith asked if I live in a rustic abode that Stevie does.
yeah,
And actually, ironically enough, yes, I do.
yeah.
But it's a temporary gig. But yeah, I know, isn't that funny? We're both living in log cabins right now. We're renting from friends of ours,
I
and it's
started renting.
very
Yeah.
rust. Yeah, you did start. We will not buy this. I can promise you
Okay.
that. We will not buy this. The the location is odd. Like we're in an industrial area of Nanaimo on Vancouver Island, and on one side of us is an RV repair place, and on the other side of us is a restaurant supply store, and we are the only house along this entire road. Nobody else lives here. So, no, we will not be buying here. This is temporary, but it's wonderful. And we're very thankful for it. It's a lovely little home for now. And it came with a
you,
cat. So, I'm happy.
you frame it very well. Like you make it look really. I don't know. I once lived in an industrial area.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, yeah, a long time ago. I'm sure it wasn't as nice as your industrial area. It was a
I
long
can't
time
say
ago.
that it's really
Yeah, but
nice. I mean, anyways, it's industrial.
mine
What are you going to say about it?
mine was a tiny little cottage, like a tiny little cottage, and the tile was coming. It was really, really bad. It was really cheap. It was like $400 a month, and there was barbed wire all around us. So we kind of lived in a gated community. It's bad.
A barbed wire gated community. They also call those prison.
I wasn't in prison, I promise. That wasn't a dog whistle or anything like that. Like,
You're framing it really well, Stevie. There was barbed wire. We had lights out at 10. All our meals were prepared. It
I
was a
know,
really
it's
nice and
great.
dusty.
Great.
I'm sorry. We shouldn't be anyways. I'm sorry. I mean, that's a really inappropriate. This is how our conversations go on Instagram. So enjoy, ladies. I'm so sorry.
Well,
Oh,
you're polite.
thank you. I try.
I'm not. I'm just bad. I'm just yeah. I try not to be bad though. I truly try really hard. Okay. Oh, the PNW is my favorite part of the country. I've never been to the PNW. I didn't even know it was called the PNW. That's where you
No,
live,
I
right? The
did. Well,
PNW.
I mean, like now Pacific Northwest, yes,
Oh yeah,
but
that's of course it's the Pacific Northwest. I
she
have
just
heard of
she just
PNW.
lovingly abbreviated it. So, anyways, yes, it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful
Yeah,
out here. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's
yeah.
very lovely.
I haven't
Yeah.
been there, but I've been close. Well, I have been to Vancouver, Washington,
Which is the Pacific Northwest. That's still
but
considered the Pacific Northwest.
it's
It's
the bottom.
it's kind of the bottom. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But you're not really Pacific Northwest. You would be Pacific Southwest.
If you were talking about Canadian, yes.
Well,
We're
I'm
pretty
from
much as
the
yeah, you are from the south. Well,
I'm
we're
from the
we're
Pacific
as
Southwest too. We're both from the same
you are.
place.
Yours in California and mine in British Columbia. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, in 2019 you were over here on the island? I knew you then, Meredith, when you were over here. because I think I've known you since 2019 on Instagram. Well, it's so wonderful that you visited Vancouver Island. I love that you were here. Whereabouts did you come to? Like, where did you go? Most people, when they come to the island, they end up in Victoria, which is the farthest southest point of the island, which we're going to tomorrow, which I'm quite excited about.
And
But
the weather's
that
going to be
gets us
good.
into the Christmas conversation, because that's what we were supposed to be
Yes.
talking is Christmas stuff.
Yes. It's 21 minutes in, and we should be talking about Christmas.
Welcome to our 4-hour live.
Right. So, I kind of have notes. Like,
Okay.
I just wrote down memes. Because we're talking about how to be more mindful in Christmas and not just let the joy pass us by while we're going nuts over making it all happen for maybe everybody else, or maybe we're grieving, or so many things.
Sorry.
So yeah, that is what
Yeah.
we were we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Liz helped us with the verbiage, recreate and rediscover the magic of the holidays. And it was also LeAnne's idea, because you were mentioning in our last live how hard, like, it's hard. Christmas time is hard. It's hard for me because it's a very stimulating world out there, and people are very pushy. I don't even want to go out there. I don't even want to go out there and enjoy the lights and the joy and everything like that. I'm not really dealing with a grieving situation, thank the goddess, but I can't be with my family right now because we're poor. Well, we're gonna do something. I think I am going to be with my family after Christmas, so that's good. But yeah, it's just hard, and it's hard to feel like it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Sorry for all of the Christmas lovers out there.
Bah
It's
humbug.
yeah. It's a challenge. It's really a challenge. And I just wanted to say quickly, Meredith, that is where we're going tomorrow. We're actually going with two of my sons and daughter-in-law, and then we're spending the night in Victoria, and we're going to Bouchard Gardens. And it is the most amazing place to go at Christmas time, because it's all decked out in lights. Like, you saw how amazing that garden was, Bouchard Gardens. You guys have to, maybe I'll put a link. We'll be able to put a link underneath or something afterwards, but it's spectacular. Bouchard Gardens is spectacular. So I'm very excited. That's the one thing, that's what we're doing for Christmas.
And that's really helping with the whole mindfulness and the chasing joy. And yeah,
it is, like what Liz has said, about creating, something new and creating the magic, and really rewriting it, like we have we've had to rewrite every year for Christmas for us. I guess I can just get right into it, eh? We have four kids, and they're all spread out. Like, none of us live. We live close to one son and his new wife now, but over the last few years, our oldest son and his wife, who have our only two grandkids, have estranged themselves from Sam and I. We're basically not welcome in their lives. So anybody who, you just take a couple thoughts on that, you can imagine how difficult Christmas is, especially when you're seeing all your friends get together with their grandkids and their kids, and they're, doing all those celebratory things and traditional things that we thought we would be doing. with our grandkids and our kids. And so that has honestly put a huge damper on Christmas for us. Um, but on top of that, my husband and I have deconstructed out of Christianity. And so that changes Christmas a lot, considering that's, we were born and raised into, the Christian traditional view of what Christmas is. And so over the course of the years, we've just had to do a lot of rewriting and a lot of um, just coming up with our own things, whatever it might be. And every year has been different over the past 4 years, I would say. Every year is different for us because sometimes we are more inclined to, kind of embrace some of the Christmas stuff and not really excited about it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
and
yeah.
then Sarah says, I'm sorry, can you read what Sarah wrote? I can't,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to miss that.
Even if we can't be with our loved ones in person, the true blessing is that we have them and that they're alive. Yes.
Hmm.
And celebrating their own Christmas. Losing my son has taught me new gratitude and things.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I'm really so sorry for your loss. We lost our oldest
That's
grandson too. So, and that was with our first son who is estranged, that we're estranged from right now. So, yeah, the loss of loved ones really does make you take stock, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's good to be grateful for what we have and for the loved ones that we do have and that are willing to be in our lives, and not to take those for granted and not to let the other overshadow the
Yeah.
blessings that you do have. And that's one thing I have to be very mindful of, is that I do have children. I have, in my life that want Sam and I in their lives and actively participate. And I can't allow the estrangement to dampen the
Yeah.
joy and the blessing that is, to have my other
Right.
kids, for sure.
It's like
So,
what they say about grief, that grief is a ball and it stays the same, but you grow around it. And I
mhm,
mean, that's what you're
mhm,
doing, I guess. Right. Or maybe not. I
mhm.
don't know.
Well, it really, it's a weird ball
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
bounces around. It doesn't stay
Yeah.
grief
Right.
is one of these things that'll just all of a sudden bounce up into you never are, sometimes completely unprepared, and it just bounces up and you're finding yourself driving down the road in tears, or you go into a thrift store and it
Right.
reminds you of something with your mom, and you're in tears, and having that hot flash go over your entire body, like you feel like you're going to pass out. Grief is a weird companion that you always have.
I lost my mom on Halloween, and
Mhm.
I thought it was really weird because she was Wiccan, and she was diagnosed with cancer, but she just went in a coma, like almost like a premature coma. I don't know what was going on. She just didn't. She just checked out. Um, and then she passed on Halloween, and it felt so intentional to me, and it was kind of a gift to me because it felt so intentional
Mhm.
that it just made me feel like, oh, well, she just chose this time. And if
Right.
she can do that, she's probably around. She's probably near me. I feel her. But it
Mhm.
didn't it didn't dampen Halloween for me, strangely, because I look forward to it because I feel that I'm closer to her at that time. And
Mm.
that is my pagan upbringing,
Mhm.
my that I'm sure, is informed by that as well.
Mhm. Mhm. I
Um,
love that. I love that.
yeah.
Oh, Sarah asks, curious why you pulled away from Christianity. Ah, that's a loaded question, Sarah. That's what I'm actually going to be talking a lot about on my channel. Like once I get it going. Um, in a nutshell, numerous things, numerous things, and it, like once this door was opened, it was just a slippery slope. I was both my husband and I were both born and raised in Christian evangelical churches and families. His dad was a pastor, mine were missionaries. Both of them leaders in the church. I was Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, Friday nights, any special thing, like we were, read the Bible, went to Bible school, all of those things. So it wasn't like something that I put on and took off. It wasn't something that I put on later on in life and just thought, oh no, that's not for me, and then just took it off.
No
This
way.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot of years of us, and thankfully my husband and I didn't deconstruct exactly at the same time, but we kind of it was like one step, then the next step, and the next step, and we were just kind of like in and out, and just gave each other permission to ask questions and come up with possibilities,
That's
and just gave each
amazing.
other, yeah, we just respected each other's process. We
Yeah.
didn't shame, we didn't argue, we didn't, like, yeah, we just allowed
That
each
is
other. So
that is such a gift, because it is a gift. Like I worry about, spiritual things. Excuse me, with my husband, because he was Catholic and he deconstructed,
right, yeah,
and he deconstructed big time, and he's a scientist and he's an atheist. My dad was an
hmm,
atheist. My mom was pagan. Um, Coming from a very rational family and having a very magical mother, she was not always, she was picked on, and so I have this idea, that anything spiritual is kind of like, it's kind of something to deride. And
hmm,
then, so going back, into that, and then having, my husband, was very, very into being Catholic. When he was very young, he was very devout, and then became very atheist, extremely atheist. And here I am, kind of exploring my own spirituality right now, going to Quaker
hmm,
meetings and stuff, and then doing things like reading the rosary, which I kind of like do in hiding, which is so
right.
crazy. I had a minute, that video that I did where I, praying the leaves. I had to,
Hmm.
like, I had to kind of like come out to my husband.
Honey, I hate to tell you this.
Like, this
You
is
need to
gonna
sit
trigger
you need to
you.
sit down. You need to sit down.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm not a Catholic. I'm not even coming close to being Catholic. But Mary's always been kind of in my heart. I've always been into kind of Mary Magdalene. I have a kind of pagan perspective of three Marys, or a trinity of
Mhm.
women, who represent Mother Maiden Throne, and um, and I think of Mary as kind of like Mother Maiden Throne. I think of her, as, the maiden, the mother, and then she's the tomb, and I
Mhm.
just and given that so many women in the world, probably like more women have like, uh, prayed the rosary, I feel connected to them. I feel like,
Mhm.
like we have power. I need to break her free, and that's why I want to connect with all those voices. And we're getting like way off track, aren't we? But it is giving me
No, it's
peace.
totally fine. That's good. That's good. Me and my mouth just runs off. Anyways, I just
And
want
me
to say,
too.
I said that Lucas, sorry, and see,
Huh?
I'm not even
Oh,
supposed to
no,
say my
no,
kid.
go ahead.
I know, but I said somebody's name that I wasn't supposed to say. So we'll bleep that out maybe. Anyways, one of my children is pagan. I'm not going to say that for sure because they have not come out and said that specifically. They just have they've deconstructed as well. So, anyways, what their beliefs are theirs, and just like mine, they evolve and grow, and we change, and we allow things to flow. We don't. I don't
Yeah.
settle on anything in particular, you know. But Sarah, I have pulled from organized Christianity. I'm not sure as to what I truly believe anymore. It's odd. I do feel there is a powerful being, a creator. It's just so many questions on my mind. Um, I'm sorry. No, you're not straying anything. No, 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 no. That's fine, Sarah. That was
Um,
good. Thank you
I
for
think
saying something.
I think you're in the great company, actually,
You are.
because
You're in very safe company. You can say
you're very
whatever.
safe.
And
Yeah.
I mean, like, really, ultimately, like, when you're talking about Christmas, all of this stuff comes up. Like, it really
Hmm.
does. Like, it's really, especially if you've been raised with any kind of, spirituality as far as Christianity or Mormon or JW or,
Yeah.
like any kind of, you know, Bible based
Yeah.
religion and belief system, this is a very triggering time of year, and it brings up a lot of stuff, and it's a good thing, to be able to discuss it and talk about it and just be honest and open. I mean, you're safe here, right? Oh, yeah. See, and Meredith, she agrees with you.
Hmm.
Like, how do we know? We
Meredith,
don't know. We don't know 100%.
yeah, no.
Ah,
Meredith said she commented on that video because it touched me so. You know what? That meant
the with the
so much to me.
leaves.
Yeah, because I was very, like, I felt very vulnerable posting that video. So, but I thought, I call it creative spirituality. And you know what, Sarah, you can be creative in your
Uh-huh.
spirituality. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I mean, just try it on. Like, if it feels good, go for it.
Yeah, yeah. Beliefs are such an interesting thing because there's certain things that you can't believe anymore, right? It's like once you learn about Santa Claus, you can't believe in Santa
Right.
again, right? But you can believe some of the beautiful magical part about him, or the giving spirit, or the energy and concept, right? And I think that's the same thing with Christianity. Once you get to the place where you can't, like, where something has been revealed to you and you just can't, like,
Yeah.
once something has been undone, it's really hard to um, believe it. Well, you can't. You just can't believe it again. You just have to rewrite it and go somewhere else and look. But I think like what you're saying is about try things on. I think that is so powerful. I think that or your curiosity can lead so much discovery and self-discovery and meaning and purpose in your
Yeah.
life, if you remain curious and give yourself permission to do that, you know
Yeah.
because
It all leads to one place, maybe. I mean, if that's what you believe, you know.
right, it's like, I mean, like, ultimately, like I was saying, is it's like we don't know
Yeah.
100%. We're only making things up as we go along, and going with things that, like you were saying, like resonate with you, that are meaningful to
Yeah.
you, that kind of connect with something within, and there's nothing wrong with that, like.
Quakerism has whatever it takes to get. One of the reasons why I started doing the rosary, because I was having trouble centering myself, and I'm like, I
Mm.
don't know, I need a mantra, I need something, and
Oh, I like that.
that's
Mm-hmm.
that's but as far going back to your Santa Claus thing, um, what Santa Claus represented was the wonder, like the wonder of Christmas. We can have
Mm-hmm.
wonder in our life,
Mm-hmm.
wonder. I don't pronounce it. We can have,
Wonder. We can
we can,
wander too, but
we can,
wonder.
but but when we wander, we often
Are
often
wondering
let
how the heck, where the heck are we going? It's like
but
wander over here and wander over there.
but wonder, like having wonder in your life, just, and it can be just just looking at something more deeply can give you more wonder, like
Mm-hmm.
looking, like like in late summer we had uh um funnel, no, golden orb weavers, sorry. Sorry, golden orb weavers, and they were making these beautiful webs in front of our door, and I would get a camera and bring it up to her. I posted it online and people weren't happy. They said it triggered them. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? I loved it. I remember when you
Yeah,
posted them. It's so beautiful.
it's so beautiful. And she was like eating her prey and stuff, and I just thought it was so amazing. I was mesmerized. I was going to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
I have to watch my spider eat.
But I was just full of wonder because I decided to look more closely at her,
Hmm.
and just to the thing is, every morning we would get caught in her web if we weren't careful. But after I started spending so much time with her, she started cleaning up her webs in the morning. I felt seen. I felt like I was
Oh,
seen by my spider, by
that's
Charlotte. We call
amazing.
them all Charlotte, and I feel bad because Charlotte saw me. Yeah. Um. Oh, so do we have any? Okay, you talked about Sarah pulling away from organized Christianity. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I was going to say you can go try a meeting, but I'm not. I'm not going to push anything on anybody. I don't want anybody to get that sense, that idea.
Mm,
Um,
hmm.
yeah. So,
Yeah, and I agree. Yeah.
um, so I have a mantra this year. It's comfort and joy. That's how I'm getting through the season.
Mm,
Does it provide comfort or does it provide joy? Um,
mm.
like we've talked about this. Like I started eating eggs this month, just this month, because I want desserts that have eggs in them. It's easier and they come out, I'm sorry, but they come out better. They usually come out better. And I just want that. And I usually don't eat desserts. So I'm only eating desserts really this month. I really don't, I just not into them that much. But I want to make desserts. I want to make desserts for people. I want to make desserts for my neighbor. I want to, I just want, that gives me a sense of belonging to the people I can't be
Mhm.
with, having
Mhm.
dessert. But I'm not worrying about my weight. I eat in accordance to comfort and joy. Does it bring me joy? And
I
I
like
don't
that.
overeat because I don't want to be not comfortable. Like I want to get the joy, but not to the point that I'm uncomfortable. you know, I put up lights because it gives me joy. I think I wear sparkly things in the middle of the day, sequins in the middle of the day if it brings me joy. So I'm just like kind of really
Mm,
focused on that. Just do what I need to
I
soothe.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Thank
really
you.
like that. It's
Thank.
resonating with everybody here too. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And I
yeah.
was just going to say, Sarah,
Oh, I didn't see all that.
yeah, completely agree what you were saying about religion, and every country, every region. And it's true. I mean, like the religion that you're typically raised with is because of where we're born, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So, evangelical Christianity or Catholicism or, especially Christianity, evangelical is United States and Canada. That's
Yeah.
the high percentage. And so you kind of, that was the lot that you were given.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Should be a way of life.
I don't think there's anything wrong with, Christianity. Christianity can be great or it can be just wrong. It just depends
Mhm.
on how people are exploiting it. There's I'm going to answer Meredith's question in a second, but there is a Canadian Anglican pastor I watch on YouTube. His name is Ed Travers, and he's amazing. He's like
Mhm.
so good. Yeah, he really cares. He really cares. He cares so much that I worry about him. When I look at him, he's like graying, not like he's like turning to stone. And I'm like worried. I'm like, are you taking on too much, man? Because I want to bring him cakes made with eggs.
Oh, you need one of my egg cakes.
Oh.
Aw.
Okay, okay, Meredith asked, did you seek out Quakerism because you grew up with it, or is it just something you're curious about? Um, well, I didn't grow up with it. My grandpa was Quaker, but it ended with him. But I looked at our ancestry. We had all these Quakers, and I I so I was always a little curious about it. I've been curious about it for about 10 years. We lived in a small town and there was a little Quaker meeting, but I was afraid to go there because I didn't understand enough about Quakerism, and I was afraid. I mean, it's a long story, but I thought that they wouldn't be welcoming, which is wrong, which is like
Mm.
totally wrong. Um, but yeah, I was just curious. And given that Quakerism is about, finding your, I've always been interested in Gnosticism. So Quakerism is a lot like being Gnostic without all the grandiosity. It's very simple, but it's all about having your own personal relationship with the divine, however that happens. And um and then there's these testimonies, like how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be peaceful, you're supposed to be a steward of the planet, you're supposed to be community oriented, fight for
Mm.
equality, and another S. I can't remember the other S, but right now. So it's very progressive. and
Mm.
and the other thing that as I've gone to the meeting house, which I really, really like, is it's not really touchy feely. Quakers aren't very touchy feely. And every time I've gone to like the Unitarian church or whatever, people are a little bit too touchy feely for me, and it scares the crap out of me. So yeah, I'm not, I'm not, I don't like to hug strangers and stuff. And I don't like, that's a whole nother story, but so, So Sarah says, I agree. Comfort and joy should be a way of life, not it should be a way of life. Definitely, it should be a way of life. I agree. Um,
I agree.
and Meredith says, speaking of comfort, I've been having some holiday winter blues. The other night, I decided to watch some of your videos, Stevie, because I know they are comforting and cozy and charming.
I
That
love that.
that's what I want to do. I mean, I want to provide that. I know, you know,
Mm. No. Yeah. I totally agree with you, Sarah. I didn't like it even when we were like, going to church with a bunch of people that you know. It's
yeah,
like, I only want to hug my friends. I don't want to hug a bunch of strangers. It
yeah,
was like the bane of my existence when a pastor would say, okay, everybody, this like, say hi to those around you, shake your hand and blah, 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 and, introduce yourself. Oh, I hated that. I would sit
mm,
down. I was like one of the most antisocial. I was just like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I didn't come here to, like make small talk.
yeah.
If I want to talk, if I want to talk, I want to be one up front. I want to be talking about what he's talking about or she's talking about because I got lots to say about that.
At the
Yeah.
Quaker meeting, it's like tradition to shake hands with those around you, but I've only seen it done once, so
Oh, really?
yeah. And people are like, "Oh, okay, we're doing
I guess we're doing this now.
this now." Yeah.
Stevie bringing new traditions back. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, my family is. I found out we had ancestors who are right here where I moved to in North Carolina. And my ancestors were also almost where I was in Ohio. I mean, I knew they like were in Indiana and Kentucky. I had no idea that they were just 40 minutes away from me. Like I have ancestors who are buried
Wow.
in cemeteries that were just like 40 miles away, which is crazy. I didn't know.
That's very
It's
cool.
so interesting. So yeah, and then I just decided to go to a meeting house when I realized that I spent so much time alone and I just needed
Mm.
community. So that is the big reason. I actually looked at a lot of different churches and stuff. Um, but that is and I would read everything and I would be like, like, um, Oh, you have to agree with the Apostles' Creed. Okay, that one's out because that's a big, I'm very Unitarian. Like I don't really. Sorry, I'm getting.
No, it's
Yeah,
okay. Keep on.
yeah, yeah.
It's
I
very
definitely.
polarizing, and it's like yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's a big one.
you know, is it Unitarian? I'm very universal.
Universal.
I'm very universalist. That's what I meant. Not
Yes.
Unitarian. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very universalist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And so doing the Apostles' Creed would not really work with the
no,
Universalist.
yeah, right.
No.
No way.
No. 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 No.
Yeah, yeah. So when I said I was like looking at memes, I was like, well, this is a cool meme. I don't know if I wrote it down. It's like really messy, but for comfort and joy, soak up, soak up the U, soak up the vitamin D, the sun, block the dickheads, dance in the kitchen, give yourself space to feel. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if you're
Mm-hmm.
grieving, I mean, I think it's important to lean into it. Just have yourself a good sob. You're like, I don't know, like when I grieve, I feel like I'm kind of with the person I'm grieving.
Mm-hmm.
Unsubscribe to the shit show. Yes, I'm blocking everybody these days. I have
Yeah.
unsubscribed so many people.
You are.
And I just block people, I'm like, oh, marriage proposal, block. Princess, call me princess, block. you know, but I just block everything. I block anything that doesn't serve me or who I
I think
connect
that's
to.
good.
So Sarah says, just know, Stevie, that no matter whether you find your community or not a Quakerism, you're creating your own community right here. We support you both. Thank you,
Thank
Sarah. Thank you,
you.
Meredith. Meredith is. Thank
Yes,
you. Yeah.
Sarah. Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. And I think that has been like I think we
Mm,
touched on this last week too, and is just that's what's been so amazing about our friendship
yeah.
is that we come from such drastically different upbringings
Yeah.
and our past, and that we've come into this place where you were exploring a certain spiritualism and finding
Mm-hmm.
yourself in that, and I have kind of I had to just turn that all off for myself. I just couldn't
Yeah.
do like once I left Evangelical Christian Church, I had to turn it all off because it was just so triggering. And
Right.
yet we still were able to have these really interesting, open, respectful, curious conversations,
Yeah.
like and then just being really honest, like like I said to you the other day when you had done, like when we were talking about you doing the rosary, with the
Mm-hmm.
leaves, and I said that triggered me, right? But we were able to talk about it, and it's just like that's
Yeah.
my stuff, that's mine
Mm-hmm.
to deal with. That's not Stevie to have to edit and do things differently because I got triggered. It just shows there's something there in me that I need to
Yeah.
address, and I love that we can just go, oh yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, or like if you bring a new concept of spirituality to me that does involve Jesus or Mary or God or whatever, right? It's just I listen with openness and curiosity without judgment,
Yeah.
right? And then I'm able to process it a little bit and go, oh, okay, well, that's really interesting to hear it from that perspective, and
Yeah.
I
Some
think
people
that
have
that's
not
something.
appreciated it. Some people have
Yeah,
not appreciated it because it's so heretical, but whatever,
yeah, yeah. And you know what? I mean, like that, I think is probably one of the main reasons that I have been really quiet about my deconstruction is because it's a huge frustration to me. It's just like I respect what you have to say, and I will
Mm-hmm.
listen, whether I agree or not. I allow you to have your beliefs. I'm not going to infringe my beliefs on you. But as soon as
Yeah.
I share mine, then all of a sudden no, I'm not talking, please no, I'm not talking about Stevie here. I'm talking about you as a,
Yeah.
like as soon as I share my beliefs, then all of a sudden these people want to come at me, and tell me how I'm wrong, and judgment
Yeah.
and condemnation and ridicule. And, I mean, to be honest with you, Christians really know how to pull out all the stops, you know, like they really do. And so
Mhm.
I have not wanted to jeopardize friendships and relationships, because I know that by doing this and by putting myself out there and by saying all of this, I will be jeopardizing friendships and
Yeah.
relationships. You will get,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't call it shunning, but it's basically the same as shunning. You get kicked
Mhm.
out of people's lives because, and now we're getting into my topics on mine. Sorry, Stevie.
It's a good
Um,
segue.
yeah. So,
Are we gonna do
anyways,
this
there's so
Tuesday on
much that I can
yours?
say about this. Pardon?
Yeah. Are we gonna do this Tuesday on your platform? This Tuesday coming
Yes,
up?
we will be talking about this
Okay.
kind of stuff on my platform, but here we are
Yeah.
talking about it on yours, and we're not supposed to
No,
be.
it's
So,
okay. It's okay.
anyways,
I think it's all about, deliberately questioning where you are and where you want to go, and not living the life that other people intend for you. That is very much
absolutely.
deliberate living.
It is. It
Um,
is deliberate living, and that's what we talk
yeah.
about. So,
So, Sarah, I've always wondered deep down if all religions are correct, they each have their own variances, and yet there is truth in all. There shouldn't be judgment or an attitude of exclusivity. Yeah.
mhm, I
No,
agree. I
no, it's all,
agree.
I don't,
Yeah.
it's, yeah, I mean, because it's political control. I mean, yeah, there's some of it, there are people who are there for something real to them. But then
Mhm.
there's always, people exploiting those people. They see a good
Mhm.
opportunity, which is
Mhm.
unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
It is.
So,
So,
so we talk.
Stevie,
Yeah.
oh, what time is my podcast on Tuesdays, Sarah? It will probably be at the same time because this time works, I think, really well for Steve, and it works really
Okay.
well for me. I can't say if I'm going to have it up next Tuesday. I probably should, because there's really no reason not to, is there? There really is no reason. So we can say that there's really no reason other than I'm such a procrastinator. I'm scared, but I can do this with Stevie. I can do it on mine. I
It's
know.
the same thing.
I
But
know. So
I
it'll be
know why
it'll it
I get why you're scared. I get why you're scared because it's your platform and the things that you're talking about can be seen by. Yes, I get it. I get it.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyways, it's just I've come out. Aw, thank you, Meredith. Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. Thank you, Sarah. um I think it's important. It's finally got to the place where I know for my own authentic self, I have to do it because there's these assumptions that people will just continue to make of you, that I just stay silent about, like in conversations and everything. Like I have one friend in particular that every time I get on the phone with her, she's like, "Let me pray with you, dear Jesus," and then she's off and she's going, and I'm just like, "Oh dear Lord." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, how do I get off of this?" And then you just do a thank you, but
I'm
please
wondering.
don't.
I'm wondering if you could just block them right off the bat so that they can't even see your channel.
I probably can, and that might just be something that I have to do. I don't know. We'll see. Sam and I, my
Yeah.
husband and I, will discuss it and see what he's comfortable with too, because it's not just me outing myself.
Yeah.
He's involved here, and he has a very large family. He's a very, very large
Yeah.
family. He has 9 living siblings, from the same mom and
Oh.
dad, and so then all of the in-laws. It's just very big. Anyways,
I don't worry
so
about my family coming here because I don't think they'll come here.
yeah.
It's
Well, they
just
won't.
that's
I mean,
fine.
like we live close to some of them, but it's not even just coming to us; it's coming at us.
Yeah, right.
and putting us on the spot and attacking.
Well,
And
I mean, it might be a problem if we get as big as Joe Rogan.
right. Hmm.
Then we got a
Does
lot
he have
of
the night number one? I know. Well, that's quite the segue. Okay, okay. Let's get off this topic. We've talked about. I mean, I really appreciate everybody's interest and questions and comments and everything. That's just, it's honestly, it's very encouraging, and I really do appreciate this safe place. So thank you, all of
It's very
you.
safe, very safe.
Thank you.
LeAnne,
Thank you.
do you notice that I'm wearing nude lipstick?
Did you know, honest, I was too. Except you went one step farther than I did. I never even looked. I'm just like, okay, now I know Stevie even more intimately than I ever thought I would.
Well, okay, so I'm taking a bath.
I didn't know she was taking a bath, obviously. We're just chatting on Instagram. I didn't know she was naked. And I randomly message her and say, did I send you the article? Or did I just say, I just said, I just randomly say, I heard that the best way to find out what your nude lip color is the same color as your nipple.
And I was like, oh.
And so what does she do? She did not send me a picture of her boob. No, it did not go that far. She took a picture and then she did a color match and she sent me the color match.
Yeah,
she's like, this is my perfect nude.
I took a picture and then I matched it with the hexadecimal, and I got, it wasn't quite the right color. I don't know. I mean, I'm wearing it, but this is just a Milani cinnamon spice. And no, my color match is more like mauve, but it works. But
it's so interesting. This is like really intimate information here. Oh my God. Anyways, mine, although I didn't do a color match, mine are very pale. And mine are very, well, you showed me the color and it was like, holy cow, that's really dark. Anyways, mine are.
The little nipple part was very dark.
Okay. The areola isn't. Okay, good to know.
It's very pale, yeah.
It's very pale. Because I don't like wearing dark lipstick. I hate wearing dark lipstick. I'm always looking for the perfect. See, I've even got my little lippy here. And this is like, I mean, like, look at that, girls. Like, ladies, that's just like, I'm
that
okay,
light,
it's empty.
Yeah.
But it's like super light.
Okay.
And it's got a little bit of sparkle and like pretty. Shimmer. And that's the extent of the color. I don't like. But did you match your lip liner?
So my lip liner is like the color of my nipple, and then I took a light pink shade over it, so it's like nipple areola.
Areola. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Anyways.
So you can take a picture and you can put it, you can Google Lens it, like the picture.
I'm sorry, I just meant Meredith. Okay, I also learned that the other day, is that as you age, they fade. And it's just like, now that I look at them, I'm like, well, not that I really spend a lot of time looking at them, but it's just like, I think they're paler. So thank you for confirming that. My God, this is hilarious. Welcome to Girls Chat. So girls, next week, we want to know if you found your perfect nude color for your lips.
And leave it in the color down below.
Leave it in the comments below.
So everybody, show up with your perfect shade.
We're going to get to know each other really intimately now.
Make sure your shade matches curtains.
Oh my God, we could be talking about that because, anyways, we'll leave it at, how about if we just leave it at nipples and lips?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So, next week I think we should have um an office party.
A what?
I'm gonna wear sparkles next week. I'm gonna be dressed for
Oh,
Christmas next week.
okay.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't have a lot of clothes. I just don't. Like, I've
Okay.
actually broken down into tears in the last couple of weeks because I've purged my clothes so much because I've changed, my sizes changed so much that nothing
Hmm.
fit. So I had to get rid of everything, and I have had such a hard time replacing clothes with the new size that I am.
Yeah, I know that
And
feeling.
but I'm up for the challenge, and it gives me a good
Hmm.
reason to get out there and find something that maybe is a little bit more festive and stuff. Not that I
Oh,
ever wear sparkles because I don't. But did
oh,
you
good. I
notice
don't.
I'm not wearing black? I mean, I am wearing black, but I wore
Oh,
something over top, so it's not black. I would put on my kimono, one of my kimonos, so I'm not
oh,
all
how
in black.
cute. Yeah.
Because last time I looked like I was just a talking head because the background
Right.
was really dark and my clothes were dark and my white hair. So I thought I should put on some other color. So
I decided to go very
I Bribant.
bribant. Yeah.
That's a new color.
Bribant. It's
I
the only
like
word I
it.
have.
It's
Um,
beautiful.
so what do you want to talk? Do you have any ideas of what we should talk about next week, or should we just come up with that whole week? I mean, we're still
I
in the
don't. We didn't.
holiday.
What? Yeah, we did. Did we cover everything that we were going to talk about today?
Did we?
I think we did.
We were
Well,
talking
we talked
about
a little about creating new fest. I mean, a little bit.
how to be in the moment, like how to find the joy. How do we? Well, you're finding the joy by going towards the lights. That's
I'm
good.
literally going towards the lights tomorrow. I'm
Going
excited
towards
about
the
it.
light. And
Yeah.
I have no plans to go towards the light, but
Okay.
I should going to go. So whatever called
The
blue,
blue
the blue,
Appalachian Mountain.
the Appalachian. We're gonna go through Virginia and West Virginia. Maybe we can find something to do that's fun.
Oh,
But
like the John
but
Denver song, West Virginia.
yeah, yeah. But
Ah.
we're gonna go spend time with family. So we in Ohio, we just can't be with our kids in New Mexico. So
Mm. Oh, you
um,
guys are so encouraging. Thank you.
you know,
Yeah. Well, this is, I mean, honestly, this you're getting a really good glimpse
mm.
of Stevie's and my conversations on Instagram. And that was our whole intention. We just wanted to bring our
Yeah,
conversations because we thought some of them are really fascinating. Now, maybe this isn't all fascinating with nipple colors and stuff like that, but it's
I thought it
it's
was
it's
fascinating.
educational, you
Yeah,
know, and we're sharing our stuff, we're sharing our lives, and we
and
love that you're here.
we all need friendship time, and like one thing that
Yeah.
is missing in our world is third spaces. Do you know what third spaces are? I just learned about it. Do you already
Mm-mm.
know what they are? A third space is like a church, for instance, or an arcade, or shopping malls used to be a third space. Um, Places where people would just randomly meet, or where they would
Hmm.
socialize,
Like a coffee
you know,
shop.
like a coffee shop or something. And those there's less and less of those in our society. There's and so people aren't meeting up as much. And
Hmm.
and that was kind of like the third aspect. I thought, that this would be sort of a third space that,
I like that.
on Thursdays and Tuesdays, like, hey, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing much. Oh, maybe I should just check in here and have some girl time. I'm trying
I
to get the
like it.
guys out too. Definitely trying to keep the guys out. So I am ADD, so my conversation bounce all over the. Oh yes, of course. Yeah, so do ours.
Yeah, so
So do
do
ours.
ours. Absolutely.
It's so
You're in
funny.
you found your people, Sarah.
It's so funny how we manage that though. Like if you're talking to like guys, they can't manage that. They can't manage multiple threads at once. But we are like crocheting the conversation together, and we make it work. I mean, I find this. Now you're confused.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I find this like with my sister. We could have like
Three or four different conversations going on at the same time.
10 tabs open, and we're
Yeah,
engaged.
exactly. It's just like, oh yeah, we were talking about this, and then over here and over there. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
So,
and then we catch the you know 2 tabs down, like right
yeah,
where we last ended. It's amazing.
exactly. It's just like,
It's
oh, then it's just
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, this. I like it.
I think I think it's amazing attention span. It's not poor attention span. It's being amazing.
It's
Yeah,
spectacular.
it's
I agree.
spectacular.
Meg Tilly.
Oh, I
The name
like
is just
her.
like so familiar. She lives in Victoria and she has the most charming YouTube channel. I'm going to have to look
She
that up, Meredith.
does.
Meg
Oh,
Tilly.
so she's got a
Why is
sister
that name so
too.
familiar?
She's like
Meg
a
Tilly.
David Lynch kind of film kind of actress. She's in like
I don't know who David Lynch
Twin
is.
that Twin Peaks kind of stuff.
I don't know what show she's from. My phone is otherwise occupied, or else I would Google
I am
her.
going to check out her YouTube channel.
I'm
That's
gonna have to.
really
Yeah, I will.
exciting.
Meg Tilly. Well, if
Oh,
anybody knows who Pamela, she was on The Big Show. I don't know that. Was that a movie or a
the
show?
Big
A
Show.
TV show?
Okay,
It was a movie.
I have a picture of her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't
the Big
picture.
Show's a movie.
But does anybody know who Pamela Anderson is? Pamela. Okay, that's a stupid question. Okay, she's.
Sorry. I'm just, that was mean.
Okay. No, I feel stupid for asking.
No,
Thanks,
I'm
Phoebe.
joking.
Anyways, it's no. Pam lives here on the island, and she lives like in our old hometown. Is Lady Smith here on Vancouver Island, and she's just like, well, from where we are right now, she's about half hour, 40 minutes away. But
Okay.
yeah, we've always known like this one property is in a very prominent location on the highway where we lived, and we always knew it was her grandma's place, but now Pam has taken it over, and so she's just beautifying the whole place, so it's very cool.
You
Yeah.
got to get her on the show.
So Pam, what's your perfect nude color for your lips?
Oh, I'm sure she would love that conversation,
I'm sure she
actually.
probably would.
She'd be
It's
like,
just like, yeah, I know. I think probably most of the world would probably be able to pick out some of her perfect colors. Yeah, but bless her. She's an amazing person. I watched her documentary, and just how she's evolved and grown. I
yeah,
highly respect who she is,
I think
and what
she's
she's
really
come out
cool.
of. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
just
I think she's
a
really
beautiful
cool.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing. Like when she went without makeup, and suddenly I was like, oh my, it's weird, but I kind of saw her beauty for the first time. I was just like,
yeah.
whoa, like
Wow.
you just, I mean, I saw her
Yeah.
documentary, and that really did warm me to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's that too. But when she Meg's cozy tea time, I'm all about it. So I'm all about that. I'm gonna go check that out.
I am too. I'm totally. Thank you for sharing that,
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
thank you.
I mean, sorry, Meredith. And she made the news a while ago. Yeah, going naked face with no makeup. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's actually done
yeah,
it a couple of times now. And
yeah.
you just have to totally respect that, because it's just
Well,
like what it does. It's like putting a stake in and going, I I don't want to compete anymore,
yeah,
right? Like, this is me. This is who I am, and because so often it comes across as such a competition that you're trying to keep up with all the youngins, and you're always to keep
yeah,
up with the glam and keep up with that, and it's just like, no, you know I'm me, and I'm comfortable with me, and
yeah.
I don't have to be the most glamorous or made up on the
It's
walkway, right, on the
it's
runway.
also makes her seem fresher. I mean, like she has it more of a. She seems more like that je ne sais quoi. Like she has this like fuck y'all. Like
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
like that. I can't. I would love to have seen her. It was like Paris Fashion Week, was it? Or it was one of the fashion weeks. I would have loved
Yeah.
to seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Okay, we're like an hour and 13 minutes in now. So
Yeah,
that's
we should probably let y'all go so that you were so that you come back next week.
yeah,
But
exactly. That we don't wear you out and go, oh my God, when we go on to their lives, it just goes on and on and on.
It's like that
So
person you want to call all the time because you love them so much, but then they talk for hours and you're like, I don't know,
it's
I have
like,
a lot I need to do.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, do I answer the phone or just let it go to voicemail? No, it's so good. It's so good. I just love that you all have joined us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you so much. I really appreciate it. I love your support. It's been
Mm-hmm.
meaningful to me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Same. It was good
so
fun.
we all
Thank
work at
you.
home, so we should just have a office Christmas party next week.
Okay, let's do it. Everybody bring their special drink. Mine's lemon water. Mm.
We can like dress up however we want to dress up, and thank you,
Oh, thank
Liz.
you, Liz. Thank you. I know. Now that I put it out there, I'm going to have to get Stevie to tell me how to get this all up and running.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's
we can get a
easy.
live.
It's easy. It's super easy. Yeah, and you could put your toes in. We could do the same thing. You don't have to go like hardcore. Break everybody's heart.
Yeah, my own would be just like, oh, this is so lonely.
Yeah.
But no, we've got it.
No.
I'm gonna get going, get going with some of the shorts and do the lives, and I think that that'll probably be my page, my channel.
Sarah, I will help you remember next Tuesday. Did you? I mean, did you? We tried to advertise a lot for this live. Did you?
Yeah, did anybody see our advertisement? Oh, good night, Sarah. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for
Good
joining
night, Liz.
us. Good night, good night. We're gonna say good night. We're stop because we'll
Yeah.
just keep talking if we keep going. Anyways, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Stevie.
Thank you,
And
LeAnne. Thank you, Meredith. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, fourth person who came on. I don't know who they were, but they came on
yeah,
for
I
a
don't
second.
know. But thank you so much, everybody, for participating and sharing your thoughts. That
Yeah.
was awesome. Okay,
Mhm.
bye.
Bye.